Greetings, I hope you've had a good back to school experience so far. For those of you who are students and parents, I know my kids are really happy to be back in school. Today I want to talk about something that is really positive, and it is behavior that I think is just really classy that I have noticed in my experience as a recruiter, and I want to share that today. I'm sure that some of you will think, oh my goodness, are we not past this? Do we still have to worry about thanking people every time we have a conversation or every time we have an interview? It is really basic, but it is important, and it is not, you might think it is routine and it is something everybody does, but it really isn't. And I've had a number of situations where clients have said, so-and-so has not thanked us for the interview. So this seems to be basic, but it is still, in this case, I would always err on the side of caution and thank more than thank less. What is not important to me is a card. That is, of course, a personal preference. There's some people who love receiving cards. I don't. But, well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I do get cards, and I think it's really lovely when someone sits down and writes a card. But it's not necessary. An email, a really thoughtful, nice email or LinkedIn message will do the trick. If it is a lovely card, I will not say, oh my gosh, I can't believe they wrote a card. Of course not. But it is not necessary. But it's, the thing with cards and mail, especially during these times now, is that you never know when they arrive, and sometimes they get lost. With emails, of course, they can get stuck in spam folders as well, but it is immediate, and when you have an interview to send a quick message, it always resonates well with people. You can always send a card later too, if you want. But a simple thank you, a simple thoughtful thank you is just great. It always feels good. I will never get bored of that. And I think it's also important for us on the other side to remember that, because it makes people feel good. Something that I just love and I really admire about candidates is when they get back to me and tell me about their experience and are appreciative of the experience. But of course, it's not always a great experience. Sometimes you didn't get the job, you didn't even get an interview, but there's something that you learned out of the process. And I get a number of messages from candidates or calls where they share their thoughts with me, and I really like that. And when it's constructive, I think it's fantastic, even if it's not positive. But I can learn from that, and organizations can learn from that as well. So sharing experiences is something that is most appreciated. I talked about lack of transparency a little bit in the last video commentary, and you can also turn that around. Transparency can be really incredible when there's an issue and a candidate brings it up and you talk about it. There's a strong sense of trust and it feels genuine, and you can work that through, and it really helps to start a relationship also with an organization off on a really good foot. So I don't want to get into details about what kind of situations they have been, but it was always about an issue that was really important to the candidate, or something that they wanted the organization to know and make a decision whether that works for them as well in terms of flexibility, etc. And it's just so refreshing to have those kind of conversations where you can work through something together and feel a sense of trust on both sides, right? For me as a recruiter, where you can, when a candidate says, listen, Phil, if this is my situation, can we somehow work through that? And I would say in 9 out of 10 cases we could. So it's to me it's a great experience when candidates have that level of trust with me, where we can have those conversations, and sometimes difficult conversations, but difficult conversations are often pave the way for a really good relationship. Transparency doesn't have to be big issues only, but very simple things like, you know what, I already applied directly to a posting that I saw on the website of your client. That helps us to be, to be informed, we are all on the same page then. Things like that. They leave a good impression, because then you don't have an awkward moment down the road. So it's the little things. I love it when candidates share their successes with me. When I get a call and there was a promotion, there was a huge success in terms of a fundraising campaign, or it doesn't even have to be a huge success, just a success, and for me to be part of that, I think it's cool. It's not bragging. It's sharing how you enjoy your job, how you have contributed, what you have done, and I feel a little bit maybe a sense of not ownership, but maybe I had something to do with that. If a candidate is happy in their position, in their job, and made a great difference there. Of course, everyone likes their time to be respected, right? Even if you have all the time in the world, like me. But when candidates really respect the time that you have spent with them, that makes you feel, it's a nice feeling. And I love having my conversations, and I make time as much as I can. This is how I have built our business. That's always been my philosophy from day one, to grow a network and to keep in touch with candidates, and not only have a conversation or a relationship because of one search, but really follow a candidate throughout their career and have, be connected. And I do care, believe it or not. And it even though this is what I do, this is what I really make time for, it's still nice when people say, oh, thank you for making time for me. When I have a conversation and someone says, oh, thanks so much for having this conversation, even though that's my job, that's what I do. And it leaves a very positive impression. Thanks for watching. This is all I can think of today. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Stay healthy.